the general premise and general sale points of NiceJob. Feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. We can also do a Q&A at the end, but just give me a ping and I'll happily stop and show you. So our sell sheets, the typical way we like to present ourselves is the easiest way to grow your business. It holds true because, reviews are so important, critical decision-making purchase decisions. It's super intuitive. We help you drive more traffic, more sales, more reviews. It all sort of leads into the same thing together. So reviews and referrals is our bread and butter. It's our main product. It's we help you. We say help you get 3 times more reviews than our competitors, and that's because of our follow-up process, which I'll show you through our campaigns. But we always love to hit that customer with a review request at the moment of peak excitement, and that's immediately post-purchase when I'm sure you've all experienced that, where you've just bought something, whether it's shipping in the mail or whether you just got your hair done at the salon. It's that moment where you're just the most thrilled about the product, about the service. It's when you're most likely to have that willingness to leave a review and a positive one. So the closer we can hit that customer with the text message review request, the better off you will be, both in terms of response rates and overall rating. With our widgets, we help increase SEO. With our automatic posting to social media, we help you increase your engagement and visibility on social media. We offer 2-week free trials. You can set up your account very, very quickly in 2 minutes. If you haven't, I can definitely recommend signing up for yourself for a free trial to go through the process of just setting up a fake company to see how it works. It's testing around to get that familiarity. No setup fees, no contracts. You can cancel at any time, month to month, or in the middle of a month. And we'll prorate the amount that's sort of left in the month there. Perfect. Thanks, Mike. We also offer a website plan. So website products are called Convert because that's what they were designed to do. We actually guarantee our websites will convert 10% higher than your last website, or it's free. If we don't have the numbers, so if you're coming with a customer who doesn't have those previous traffic numbers or conversion rate numbers, we'll guarantee at least a minimum of 4%. And that's because we've been able to refine our design practices over thousands of websites. We have all the data we need to be able to understand, what makes a customer click on that lead, click on that call to action button to request a quote or to get in touch or to book your services. They're also fully on-page SEO optimized. We guarantee usually a turnaround of 2 weeks, but we're a bit behind, so we're guaranteeing 3 weeks right now. The process is very simple. You sign up online, you answer a series of 10 to 20 questions, asks you some very basic information about your business so that we can help scour the internet, find your various sources right now, see what we've built so far. Whether that be family owned and family run for 50 years, maybe that's some of the tools they use, or maybe it's their approach to business. I'll show you some examples of those websites in a second. The pricing for that is a $399 setup fee one time. That gets you started, and then $100 a month after that. That includes up to 2 landing pages. If you wanted to add landing pages or CMS access so that you can actually add some recurring billables to your account with that customer to manage their CMS, or maybe do some blog posts or any sort of content on top of that. We definitely do that. No limit and all the various other price features there that I won't get into. And yeah, so that's our sell sheet in a nutshell. We do work with both small and medium-sized businesses. That is definitely our bread and butter, but we do also have, all of our products work great for enterprise-level companies. An example of that here is You Move Me. They're a cleaning company, venture-backed. They're a big one. They have, I think, 40-ish locations around North America. We helped to design and build their website. And the key thing you'll see with all of our websites is that we have strong call to actions, very visible and highly rated tags to make sure that it is specific to that market, specific to that service, and make sure it shows up front and center. Most of our websites do rank pretty highly pretty quickly just based on the on-page SEO, but of course there's a lot of work that agencies such as yourself can do with off-page SEO to help build that. This is the overarching page. We also like to feature a lot of great reviews, give a customer a very strong understanding of what the process is going to be like so that once they book or once they get in touch, they kind of already know what it's going to be about. And then again, strong call to actions throughout. So this is a great example of sort of a larger company that we've been doing, and I'll see if I can dig down into a location. So as you can see, tons of different locations. Let's maybe pick Oklahoma. Very similar. but specific to that that city, that page. But again, holds true with the general design practices we use. We also love to feature accreditations, much like you guys do on your website with your awards and such. Another example would be sort of a carpet cleaning company in Vancouver, and this is very specific to one small business. But again, you can see high, clear keywords, big call to actions. This is a great example because we love to show photos of the business owners, of the technicians, things that really stand out and show that it's not just stock photography. But customers love to see the actual people doing the work in the photography. So we definitely recommend, if you can, getting a little bit of custom photography done with you and your customers or you and your employees to showcase, you know, your personality a little bit in that sense. Again, very digging down into the very process, what it looks like, what the customer can expect, big call to actions, big accreditations. We also have our best rated service awards. So we started rolling this out last year. Every quarter, we'll do another round of NiceJob rated best service award, and that is based on that period of time in relation to the amount of review requests they've sent. If they're getting really high response rates and really great responses from their customers, that puts them into the running for this award. When COVID hit, we sort of adapted that a little bit and decided to do Best Community Impact Award. So we are seeing all of the great work that these small businesses were doing in their community in terms of cleaning play structures or volunteering their time at care facilities. Whatever it might have been, we took submissions to that and we were able to award 20 great businesses for doing their great community work. Any questions so far? Cool. All right. Moving on to the platform itself. This is the NiceJob homepage. This is what you'll see when you default log in. We also have a mobile app, so it'll look very similar on iOS or Android. If your customer plans to do any review requests manually, it can be done right here with the button at the top of the page. So if they're planning to do things manually and they want to sort of plug that in while they're sitting in the customer's driveway or, you know, just leaving the customer's house, whatever it might be, come in here, add customer name, email, phone number. We don't require both, but certainly to facilitate the number of follow-ups, we definitely would love to have both because, as I said, it starts with a text message, it follows up with a series of emails. You can add some more detailed company information if you like. And a really great feature is to add a photo at the time of the review request. So if you snap a job of the before and after, or if you've done some work on the exterior of the home, maybe a nice picture of the clean windows or the clean roofs that you've just cleaned, that goes a long way towards converting that customer to leave a review as well. They love to see, you know, their home looking nice in a photo. It's shown to increase conversion rates by about 15% when you include a photo, but that's not the only time you have to add it. So if your technicians or the employees of that business want to try and, you know, spiff it up later, if you're going to try and add that as a service later on, there's definitely ways you can do that. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. But from this, you can see and filter all of the reviews that you receive from all of your customers and the various channels by sentiment and by opportunity. This little widget shows you how many reviews you've seen since joining. This is a great example of what it looks like when you have the photo and a great customer story. And I'll go to one that's a little bit better. I like this one most. So you got a great 5-star review from a customer. You have a great photo of, you know, the owner or the business or the customer or the job you've just done. You can come in here and edit the story. This is where you can add a comment, and this could be a simple message of thanks to that customer for their business. We really appreciate you. Can't wait to keep serving you. It can be a story about, you know, how Judd has overcome great obstacles to becoming a business owner. But for most part, it's a great way to sort of speak to either challenges you've overcome during a job and speak to the sort of business story of your company and, you know, things that you really pride yourself on or themselves on, and or just, you know, thanking their customers. You can also respond to review requests directly in NiceJob. These ones look like they've all been replied to. But yeah, you can reply to reviews right here in NiceJob. You can also see how many people a review has been reached. So if you publish that to either your website or to social media, this will give you a general idea of how many new eyeballs you've reached with that review. So it's a great way to also see some traffic sources and traffic numbers coming in. What else can we do? We can unpublish, you can delete the post, you can also share it elsewhere. So if you don't auto-publish to Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, you can choose to publish these manually after the fact. You can also copy this link and share it anywhere else. So if you're looking to really share your reviews, that business's reviews on forums or someplace other than these 4 major sites, you can just grab that link and do so. Another tool or feature that is unique to NiceJob is oftentimes you'll see customers leave reviews on accounts that are other than the name that you have in your CRM. So let's say, you know, SK Sean Kilt is the customer you have in your thing, and maybe you use initials for acronyms in your CRM. But you get a response from KNS702. Obviously, there's no correlation to those two names. Well, our system is able to recognize, based on the time of the day that that review request was sent out, the IP address that that review request came back from, and several other factors, that this is in fact the same person. Now, if this, the probability this is the same person is above 90%, our system will automatically tag that, update it, and that has two different factors. That both updates your CRM, but more importantly, that prevents your customer SK from getting any more reach outs. So we don't want to continue spamming a customer once they've left a review. It's one of the easiest ways to upset a customer, a happy customer, after that experience. So our system, as soon as a review comes in, it automatically stops the campaign, so no more messages are sent out in that usual follow-up. And this is a similar situation. So oftentimes where we see this is if couples are sharing an account or have different accounts. So maybe you're doing work for John Smith, but you get a review from Jane Smith. How do you know that's the same person? Well, our system is able to use that recognition. But again, if we're not too sure and this probability is continuing to increase and our data and algorithm is continuing to improve on this, you can come in here, click that. That'll reconcile these two accounts, and that'll both update your CRM to, and for sure in the future, any review from Jane or John Smith is from that customer. What else can I highlight here? Geotags and content tags and all the posts as well. So if you don't want to add any more location tags, obviously increase the visibility of those posts, or if you want to add any tags there, to just increase the, to add some hashtags or such to increase the visibility of those posts on those social media accounts. Getting into people, this is obviously where you'll see all of your customers' information in one place. If you're not connected to a CRM, which I'll show you in a second about all of our integration partners, we have the ability to import contacts by CSV, and you can either download our template or just upload a CSV as long as it has these parameters. When you click into a specific customer, you can see the various actions they've taken as well as any invoice numbers. So if you have Stripe or QuickBooks enabled, or even Intercom, you can see the various touch points you've had with that customer. You unenroll them at this point. They maybe did not open or click these messages. So in the various stages of our campaign, you can see which of those messages they've interacted with, to maybe if you wanted to enable some follow-up after the 4 campaigns that you've seen, they've gone in and opened the emails but haven't clicked that review link. Could be a fun way for you to follow up for engagement with that customer and show that you really care. Any connection with the CRM will definitely update that CRM with it. And that's it in a gist. Lots of information in those. And as we start to develop more tools for NiceJob in terms of customer insights, there'll be one coming down the pipeline. We'll be able to highlight each individual customer's reviews, and more importantly, the keywords that customer has used in those reviews. So you can tell when you look at that customer's profile, is it cleanliness that they care about? Is it professional service that they care about? Is it customer service that they care about? Is it a great website that they care about? Those are all things that if they share it in a review, we'll be able to highlight those in the topic and keywords back to you, so that you can help advise your customers as to what specific features they might want to focus more marketing on, or maybe you want to add some more language of that on your website. That's going to be an amazing, amazing tool for that. We have 2 different versions of campaigns right now, and I'll show you the campaigns as they exist right now, because we're just still beta testing V2, which I'll show you here in a second. But all of our campaigns currently look like this. You can see how many new reviews you received, how many people you've entered into those campaigns, how many are currently in the campaign, and then how many people have exited with or without a review. As I said, it always starts with a text message. All of this text in any of these messages is customizable, so you can definitely get creative with that. If you added a photo at the time of the review request, this image would be here. If not, you wouldn't see it. But then you say, we really appreciate your review. We acknowledge their time. We acknowledge the business that you've provided for them. And most importantly, a new feature we have is review.new. So we've actually are a partner with Google. And with that, we were able to acquire the .new suffix for reviews. And that's amazing, because now you can just take review.new / the business name and put that anywhere, and that'll drive them exactly to our review platform, which will allow them to then leave a review on any of the platforms that you have connected. So this is a great place to put on, or this review.new / business name is a great thing you can put on business cards, on truck wraps, on the website, basically anywhere you want to try and capture that review. It's nice and clean, it's very memorable, and it's easy for businesses to then capture reviews through our system using that. Messages 2 and 3 are very what I call MailChimp-y, very rich media. Very similar. The messaging is different, but of course you can modify that as you see fit. And then the 4th and final message is very simple. Plain text is if it's coming from the owner of the company with a strong call to action from a personal level for them to leave you that review. We see a conversion rate about 50% of this text message. If and when you hit it at the moment of peak excitement, that can drop to about 30-40% if you're sort of hitting them a little bit later in the day. Messages 2 and 3 drop to about 20 to 30% conversion rate. And the fourth and final message jumps back up to about a 40% conversion rate, because we see, the personal nature and the personal tone of that message combined with the, series of follow-ups we've done has shown to increase that. It actually holds here. You can see that conversion rate has gone up over the period of time. Maybe I'll jump over to Campaigns V2. So Campaigns V2, what we've introduced is a recommendations tool and the ability for you to set multiple different campaigns. So if your business offers different services, different products, you can tailor each review request campaign to that specific product or service. So you can set it up so that once a customer comes in, they know, or based on sort of the routing we have, which campaign review requests you want to send to them. You can also pair that, if you want to, any of these campaigns with a recommendation tool. So once a customer has left you a review, you can follow up with them with 2 final messages asking for a recommendation. If you so choose, or if that business so chooses, you can choose an incentive to add into that. So it can be 20% off your next visit if we get a customer from your recommendation. Or it can be, here's a gift card to Amazon just for putting this out there. There's several different ways that a customer can use that recommendation. They can email their friends, or they can make a social post. So we have a little widget here I'll show you in a second. We're still in beta testing, so if any of your customers you think would love this and want to beta test it, let us know when you're bringing them on, and we'll include them in the beta group to help us test this out. But it should be ready here in a week or 2 anyways. But like I said, you can choose the new steps, you can choose different campaigns, you can modify these as you see fit, add some conditions around them, you can add some timing if you want to be a bit more specific about when those messages and follow-ups are being sent. Here in Insights, you can see the various effectiveness of NiceJob overall, how many reviews you've received, how many since joining, your overall rating, timeline of that, along with monthly changes. It's a great way to keep your customers up to date. We do send weekly or monthly reports based on the notifications you so choose, so that you can either have those go directly to your customer, or if you guys wanted to manage a bit more closely, you can have those go to you. You can include those in your monthly reports or whatever sort of reporting you do, and include that in there. It's also a great way to see sort of the various numbers you have on the various platforms at a glance. So if you wanted to, and you're seeing you're crushing it on Google, but you maybe want to increase Capterra or Facebook, you can prioritize those accordingly in the settings. I'll show you that as well in a second. Sort of a new dashboard we're playing around with. You'll also be able to see, this is where you'll see topic modeling. So you'll be able to see sort of the various keywords that have come in and their effectiveness in increasing or decreasing the number of views coming in from those. The overall campaigns, now we've obviously sent a ton of campaigns, so our conversion rate is very low, but of the various campaign messages we've sent, you can see which ones have done, and then likewise the recommendations. We've sent 3, and we've actually had one recommender recommend 4 people automatically to us. So it has, in our early beta testing, shown to work really well. It sort of really empowers that 80-20 rule, that 20% of customers who really love a business to really share that very easily and with or without an incentive. Likewise, for our convert site, you can see overall website traffic, conversion rate, how many phone leads and web leads have come in, how many visitors per month are you getting, and of course the various traffic sources from those. We're definitely looking to increase the channel attribution data that we're able to share later. Likewise, on the team leaderboard, you can actually set individual employees here, their position, and how many review requests they've sent and received, and their overall rating. So if any business you're working with is looking to institute a pay-for-performance type setting or already has that, you can definitely have reviews come into that, and this will be an easy way not only through NiceJob to enable that automatically, but then to track that in their KPIs so they can provide rewards accordingly to your businesses doing pay for performance. We also have a goals tool. You can use this both publicly or internally, so you can use it for your employees to help you reach a specific goal for the week, for the month, for the year, or you can actually gamify it a little bit, post this on a social media post on your website to help, again, that 20% of core business lovers to help you reach a specific milestone for your reviews overall as a business. To switch over to sort of the operation side for a second here, we have both the referral and the reseller model. I know Mike has said you're all interested in very much a referral model where that 30% comes in a year. But if you ever wanted to manage your accounts, or even if your customers are giving you manager or team member access to their accounts, you'll be able to switch between them very easily. So I don't know if Mike is planning to give you all access to the Smart Sites account, but you can have the Smart Sites account sort of your overall umbrella. And then through this, you can have, based on the permissions that your customers have given you, or if you're the owner of the account, the ability to switch very easily between all of your customers' accounts right up here. You can also add new customers, but any new company added here will have billing go through you, which I don't understand, which I believe is not the way you want to operate, which is totally fine by us. Any questions on that so far? All right, moving on. Here in the personal, this is the information that we use to both contact the business owners. So this is the information that gets added to our marketing funnel. It's also the information that we use to send notifications. So if you don't want any communications from us going directly to your customers, maybe have your information here, but the double-edged sword of that is that it won't also send new text message leads or new emails for new leads or reviews. It would also send the weekly and monthly reports directly to them. The alternative workaround for that is if you don't want communications going to your customers, but you do want them to get the notifications and weekly opportunities or updates, you can have their information in there, but then let me know and I will basically just unsubscribe them from all of our marketing. The account and billing, you'll see the account team. So the account team here is if you want to invite anybody to your overarching accounts. Now this is specific to sort of the reseller model. So if you do add any companies under the add new company here, that will fall under your account umbrella. So anybody who's given manager or team member here will have access to all of the accounts under that umbrella. If you wanted to add or have your customers add permissions for you to join their team, that would be here under the company team. Now this is specific just to NiceJob in this team, but it gives them the ability to come in and have the various permissions. It defaults to team member. But you can update that to manager. The big difference between team member and manager access is that managers have access to all of the review settings here except for account and billing. That is only for the owner. Team member access will have the ability to send and receive review requests, see all of the data and the points, but it will be limited just to the personal information here on the settings. Company profile, if this information matches what you have on Google My Business, it automatically syncs those two, so it simplifies the connection to Google very quickly. And then this doesn't really affect you guys, but this is also the company logo. This is what we use to include on any of the messaging, as well as when you're auto-publishing those reviews to Facebook. If there's no custom image attached, it'll default to the logo here. What else? Getting into the product settings. This is where all of the magic happens, so to speak. The apps, these are all of our integration partners that are built natively. So we have integrations with Stripe, QuickBooks on the financial side, Clio for any legal partners. And then as the bulk of our business is in the home service industry, we have a lot of home service FSMs, Housecall Pro, Jobber being the two biggest. Responsibid being a very great bidding software for any service business really doing some bids. They are a great company. They also, I believe, have a partner program to check out. Anybody else, of course, Zapier covers 80% of all the other companies and platforms out there. We can definitely integrate some Zaps to enable that automation of both customer information being pulled over, as well as those review invites being triggered. Field Pulse, Mark8, and Service Monster are smaller FSMs, but still very good and still have custom followings in specific niches. And SendJim is sort of a drip marketing partner. They can do postcards and voicemail bombs and some of that kind of stuff. We're definitely adding new apps all the time. Some others, we have, I think, 3 in the pipeline right now and many more coming down the pipe. But if you're working with a customer who uses a specific CRM or specific piece of business software that you'd love to see a native integration with, send me an email, shoot me a note, let me know about that. I'll happily reach out to those companies about building a native integration with them, or at least enabling something through Zapier. We are an open ecosystem, an open platform. We love to build partnerships to enable that sort of functionality for our customers, just to add that value and that stickiness to those software partners as well. Of course, connections to the social media accounts. You can choose to have those auto-shared here and based on minimum star criteria. If ever one of these accounts becomes disconnected, you'll get a notification, but there'll also be a yellow bar here at the top. Review sites. So these are all the review sites we're able to both automatically ingest reviews into, or from, I should say, and request reviews for. Home Advisor, a big one. TripAdvisor for the travel and tourism businesses. Yelp, of course, but Yelp, as you may know, is a very closed system. They only let us pull over when we connect to the 3 most recent reviews, so that's a hiccup there. And when we request a review on Yelp, it basically just takes them to the Yelp page. We can't enable that automation as well through Yelp because We don't like Yelp very much because they are that closed system. And I know some customers love them, some hate them. We find, we try to maintain that agnostic group, but ultimately because they're such a closed system, we find they aren't as beneficial as some of these other platforms. Certainly, Facebook and Google remain king. So as I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to try and drive traffic to a specific site, you can deprioritize these because our messages always have 2 by default, and Google and Facebook are number 1 and 2 by default. But if you wanted to prioritize, let's say, reviews on Capterra, just slide that up the list. Now, instead of Google and Facebook number 1 and 2, it'll be Capterra, Google 1 and 2. If I wanted to, completely deprioritize this, NiceJob doesn't require an account, so it's a great place to capture any review by default if a customer doesn't have any of these accounts, or if you just if a customer for whatever reason doesn't use the internet even, you can capture a NiceJob review through that text message here, and it'll be great because it doesn't require any accounts or anything like that. Optimize is another custom feature custom to us, and that is a function that actually recognizes whatever accounts a customer might be logged into on their device already. So if we have, let's say, Google and Facebook number 1 and 2 as default, with Optimize on, if we have all these other connections connected, and they do, let's say, have a Capterra account logged into already in their device, it'll recognize that and prioritize that as one of the top 2 options. So that's great for anybody who does use Yelp, who does use HomeAdvisor or TripAdvisor. You can have those connections on, but lower down the list. But then with Optimize on, if they're logged into on that device, it drives that review platform up the list, provides them with an easy place to leave a review because it takes away that step, that barrier to them leaving a review by having to log into any of these accounts. It doesn't decrease the conversion rate that much, but it has shown to be a blocker for some customers. So by removing that barrier, or by providing that review site that they're already logged into, it just facilitates that review so much simpler. We have, of course, the review.new.nicejob, very easy to share anywhere. We can auto-publish to any of the widgets with this page using the minimum star criteria. So I'll get into those widgets now. This is the minimum star criteria you can choose to have it appear in any of these widgets. If you go to our website, you can see the widget pop up, or even on the microsite, which I'll show you here in a second, I suppose. You can showcase recent reviews and recent bookings. Bookings requires, obviously, the connection to a business software on the front end that takes bookings. But if we have that, we can highlight that. And that's a great way to showcase that this business is professional, it's accountable, it's operational. Because when they go to the website, not only do they see a review from a day ago from John, they also see that Corey just booked your services 30 minutes ago. It's a great way to sort of incentivize that customer, provide that customer purchase validation decision that they're craving. You can choose to show it on mobile or not, because I know mobile screens can be a bit, with various widgets can be overlapping sometimes, or you can choose to have it on the left or right of the screen. Very simple JavaScript snippet for all of these, and these are manipulable a little bit. So if you have some knowledge of some JavaScript, we also have some help in our help center that sort of helps you choose some various tags or some various ways that you can sort of modify these widgets slightly. The Stories widget is where we showcase all of our reviews and customer stories. You can have various formats, all stories, which of course is the photo, the review, and the customer story. You can have just photos. You can have just the reviews with the photos, or you can have reviews, no photos, and again, the grid or single column format. Once you've made those choices, you just grab that JavaScript and snippet and throw it in there. But like I said, you can also have tags, so specific to a specific service or a specific product. You can also have geographic tags if you have multiple locations to have reviews specific to Chicago or to Oklahoma, whatever it might be. Trust badges are definitely our 3rd most popular, and I think Mike has already used that as an example on one of your websites, so definitely hit up Mike if you want to see that in action. The overall score on the individual platforms, the number of reviews they have in total, and if you so choose, 3 recent reviews are not based on the minimum star criteria. For any landing pages you might be creating, you can collect reviews directly on a landing page using this easy widgets. You can have some customization there of those widgets. Also great for point of sale terminals if they have a laptop or an iPad at a point of sale terminal while they're doing some sort of check-in, check-out, or survey function. Collecting leads as well, great for landing pages or event-specific or tentpole-specific marketing events you might be doing. And of course, the goals widget to help you gamify and incentivize customers to leave you those. Every review account also comes with a NiceJob microsite. It's essentially just a landing page with all of your reviews, some call to actions for customer information. You can also collect the reviews right there, and of course, all of your reviews in one place to showcase your customers. And there we have the Engage widget. showcasing all of the top recent reviews that we've so chosen. And that's great because it does include the photos and the customer stories. So it's a great way for the customer to see, boom, great reviews coming in. This is a company I want to do business with. And that pretty much covers the demo. Definitely, like I said, free trial for everyone. If you want to play around with that functionality, let me know. We can set you guys all the free trials. You can just set up a test account. It goes for 2 weeks and then it lapses to a free account. You can also see what happens when it lapses to a free account because we do retain some of that functionality. So if you have a customer you want to give that trial to, you set them up with the trial. If they churn after that 2 weeks, okay, no problem, but that still does keep them in our system and on the hook for you to potentially resell and incentivize to rejoin the platform at a later date. Because the free account does still ingest reviews from any of these platforms. You have some very basic functionality, but I encourage you to check that out. And that about covers the demo portion, which I know is probably the most boring for all of you. When we get into actual reputation marketing, reputation reviews, we have tons of data, tons of stuff like that on information you can use to help incentivize or convince a customer why they need it. One of the frequent sort of rebuttals I hear to why do I need more reviews? I'm doing great. I have 100 reviews on Google. Well, reviews never stop. Google uses the frequency, the recency, and the scoring of reviews to help them choose which businesses to show in the local 3-pack. So if I were to search for carpet cleaning in Vancouver, I see all of the companies that are, of course, SEO optimized for carpet cleaning, but I also see Google's map and their recommendations of the top 3 cleaning companies in Vancouver. And 20% of that is based on the reviews they use. Obviously, a lot of it's based on how much traffic they get on the website and overall scores, but a lot of it, and I think that number is going to continue to climb as they've hinted at, is on reviews. So if continuing to get recent reviews, continuing to get timely reviews and good reviews is going to help them stay or climb up onto that Google 3-pack. Also, competitors. Your competitors aren't stopping collecting reviews. They're continuing to grow their reviews on Google, on Facebook, on all these other platforms. So if you stop and you are not using a tool to help you continue to grow those reviews, you're going to be falling behind. And it won't be long until you're lower on the list, you're lower on Google as a result of that. We also see a customer of ours who uses a script that we have available to you guys as well. So basically, before he leaves the house, he says, hey, we're a family-run company. We pride ourselves in providing 5-star service. In a minute here, you're going to get a text message asking for a review request on Google. If you would please take 2 seconds of your time to do that, we greatly appreciate it, and it goes a long way to us helping grow our family, grow our business, et cetera, et cetera. With that little script, he's been able to go from 0 to 500 reviews in a year, and he has now 16 times more reviews than his closest local competitor combined. To say, what kind of impact that's had on his business is crazy. He is now rolling a business. He's turning away customers as a result of just having, a system in place, using NiceJob to get those reviews, and is now just crushing competitors on that front. Price-wise, you can always frame it as lifetime value. $75 a month is a low price to pay. If you collect one new review from a customer this month, and that review leads to a new customer, a new sale, what does that mean to you in terms of lifetime value? Is that 1,000, 10,000? You can always put it that way. And then on the website front, of course, with the conversion rate guarantee, it's a no-brainer to say, we're going to build you a new website with this company. It's going to convert really highly. If it's not converting, above 10% better than your last website, or at least a minimum of 4%, it's free until it does. So there's really no chip in the block, and price-wise, it's still quite affordable as well. I know you guys offer websites as well, so I'm not pressuring into that, but it is a great way if you're looking for a lower priced option or an entry level. We're definitely there for you on that front. And that pretty much sums up my proposal, my presentation. Questions, concerns?
Hey, Curtis, good job with that. One quick question, just remind me, for people who are referring clients to NiceJob, I know there's an affiliate link. Usually I like to do like a warm email introduction. Could they loop you into an email introduction and you take it from there, or what's the best process there?
Yeah, absolutely. In order to accredit that customer back to you, we'll need either them coming through the referral link or you just submitting their information in the lead submission form. You can totally give a warm, intro to our sales team, and I'll send you that email for that for Mike to share. Any warm intro, of course, that comes from you guys will be able to attribute to you, but in order to actually facilitate that payment, it goes through our partner portal. So we just need you to add that information in the lead submission form of your partner portal. And Mike, have you been able to invite everyone to PartnerStack through your account, or do I need to send individual invites?
But I'll deal with that part. So for everyone else, there's the Google form. That's for all partners. Because otherwise, everyone has to like know each partner's different. Whatever partner stack. Someone else uses something else. So we have our own Google form, and then when they submit that, I'll go into partner stack and I'll attribute the lead. But if you can, Curtis, put in the email address of the sales team. Right now in the chat for anyone who's sending emails even right now. If there is it like a generic sales team email? Could we get like a person that we can introduce, just so it's a little bit more personable than just than a sales team email?
Yeah, let me coordinate on who that should be. I know our sales team has various different focuses they're focusing on, so I'll have a quick ping with them to see who might be able to handle that traffic if it's starting to come in.
Okay, cool. And then just let me know. Thank you.
Yep. So the Engage widget, I should also mention, is free. If you're looking for a way to sort of just a little tool to add to maybe get a customer warm to the idea of reviews, you can set up a free trial. You can grab that Engage widget or any of those widgets for that matter. Engage will continue to be free on that free plan as well. So it's a great way to sort of lead the customer into the world of reviews and get them hooked on NiceJob. On the customer success side, we start with a welcome call to all of your customers. We'll help to onboard them, set up their campaign or their setup so that it's fully optimized, ready to go from day one. We have excellent customer support. So if you see any technical issues from our customer or from your customers, ping our team. They will either tell you the fix for it or be able to get our engineers involved in fixing it right away. And yeah, we'd love to take care of our customers, likewise with our partners. So if there's anything I can do to help improve the program for you guys, if you have any feedback on product improvements, we're all ears. We'd love to hear it. I don't know if we do a formal sign-off, but yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it. Anyone have any questions? Or Danielle, can I ask you to talk about, do you have experience with NiceJob? I know you said you had a mutual client. Were you actually able to get to a platform or any insights you could share?
Sure, yeah. I was able to log into their platform. They added me as a user. So I was able to poke around in there a little bit. We're actually creating a custom landing page for them, and I'm utilizing the widgets, I think 3 different types, to put on their landing page. So they already have it on their website, but since we're coding a new landing page, we're going to be utilizing those widgets on their landing page as well.
Beautiful. No hiccups or questions or hang-ups on the sign-up so far?
Not so far. I'm just waiting on client approval for getting the landing page pushed live, but I'm excited to start it because what I see on their website already is awesome, and they're always getting reviews, and they like to boost say that in their PPC advertising as well. They highlight, they pride themselves on their reviews.
That's awesome. Yeah, the way we're sort of trying to go with our marketing and our proposition to business owners is, instead of waiting to sort of see what your reputation becomes, you can really own and dictate where your reputation is, because you can start to market your customers in a way that speaks to the things that you want them to echo in their reviews. So if you want to be the best company in terms of customer service in your area, if you want to be the fastest, most responsive company in your area, those are things that you pride yourself on. You institute processes in your business for, and then once you start hearing those echoed back in their reviews, that's everything you need. Alternatively, if you are just sort of listening to what your customers are saying, and they're saying you're the best rated or the best, the most timely, on-time company in your area, you can start using that in your marketing. So definitely use reviews as a listening post, but also a way to sort of either dictate what your reputation is going to be, or to help modify it as the business goes forward.
Hello.
Hi, Christina.
It's actually Irina.
Oh, hi, Irina.
I have a question. Do you guys handle in any way bad reviews or reputation management in any way?
Not ourselves, no. We have a lot of great resources on our blog to deal with that. We definitely recommend replying to reviews, good or bad. It both increases the visibility. Google loves it when you reply to reviews because it shows you're engaged. So that's another way for you to sort of climb that Google ladder in terms of ranking in their review algorithm. We don't ourselves. If that's a service you want to add, we can definitely help coach you on that. We do see a lot of times, reviews coming in from false customers, people who have never used the business, people who are competitors who are trying to bring their averages down. There's, we have a lot of canned responses that you can use that very simply state, "Oh, I'm sorry you had that experience. We don't have any record of you in our system. If you would like to contact our customer success team, we're happy to address this." always providing some sort of solution to that customer, some providing understanding of their plight, whether it's real or not, and then giving them a way to sort of get in touch with you to resolve it. We always recommend that because at least then it shows good, bad, or ugly reviews. You're listening to them, you're responding to them, and you care about what people say, and you're taking the time to get involved in it.
Very, very cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If there's nothing else, I wish you guys all a very great weekend. Look forward to working with you. And like I said, any partnership or recommendations or requests for integrations, send them to me. Anything else, you can reach out to our sales and success team through the hello, and I'll send Mike an update on a custom, a specific salesperson on our team that you can do those warm intros to.
Thanks, Curtis. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great Friday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Curtis.
Bye.
I have to get my out from
People are very excited to read that one. I'm being recorded, which we love. Nice job.
It's not my screen.